You and I have both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Back like we ain't never left, baby. So, there's so much. There's so much going on. There's so much news. And I can't cover it all in one video. I just can't. Because it'd be like a 2-hour video. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me for 2 hours. Do you? So let's start with the heavy stuff first. Tara Reade. Tara Reade has come out and she's going to do an interview with Megyn Kelly. Now, this is huge. This is major because Biden did an interview on Morning Joe not that long ago, and he denied the accusations against him from Tara Reade. And he's obviously allowed to deny the accusations. But the issue is, from that denial, from that interview, there was a large amount of people that took that and said, all right, he's definitely innocent. Now, I don't know where they got that from because I watched the very same interview. And what I got from that was, I still don't know. You're still unsure, right? It didn't solve anything. He actually pushed back against releasing the Delaware records, which I don't know why you wouldn't want those released. He gave a reasoning. He said he has like stuff in there and conversations in there that he doesn't want out in the public because it could affect his run. But they're looking for just Tara's names, all the Tara name. All the rest of that is irrelevant. We're not looking for that. We're not looking to see what you said about Russia in this scenario or what have you. We're just looking for Tara's name. Obviously, he pushed back against it. But a lot of people, it was trending on social media, I stand with Biden, I believe Biden. There's even, there's even on a Facebook group called Riding with Biden.
I'm just seeing the talk.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's hilarious. If you guys get a chance, if you ever want a good laugh, check out Riding with Biden. Oh. And, I mean, they just put out fake facts and memes and stuff like that. Irrelevant, untrue stuff. But it's pretty hilarious, Riding with Biden. Like, they thought they nailed it. But, so yeah. But the general consensus was that after that interview, it might have been over. Stuff might have fizzled out. Because, trust and believe, there's a large amount of people that want it to fizzle out. And they don't want it to go anywhere. And there's a good chance that it could have. But every single time something comes up happening to do with Tara Reade, and just when you think it's going to fizzle out, something else happens. Like the Larry King interview that happened, and then the disappearance of the Larry King interview, etc. There's always something keeping it going, which is a good thing for Miss Reade if she's truly trying to get a message out there and get word out as to what happened. And she's asking him to step down. Now, so she's getting interviewed by Megyn Kelly. Huge. That's big news. She gets to tell her side of the story. But besides that, she's willing to take a polygraph test. And she's willing to be cross-examined. Now, this is pretty significant. Let's get into it. Megyn Kelly announced on Thursday that she'll be interviewing Tara Reade, who has accused former Vice President Joe Biden of assault, promising the exclusive sit-down will offer a ton of news. She is very candid, very emotional, and handles many direct challenges to her account. She also has a message directly for the former vice president. The interview will be posted on Kelly's official Instagram and YouTube page. Last week, Reade's former neighbor said she recalled a discussion with her about the alleged assault at the time. Reade's brother also previously said that she told him that Biden had his hand under her clothes at some point. Reade also said she filed a complaint with Human Resource Office in the Senate about the allegations of inappropriate touching. Media outlets, however, have not been able to track down the complaint, and the Secretary of the Senate would not publicly disclose any information related to it. And she said she believes the complaint is in Biden's archives at the University of Delaware, which is currently not releasing the former vice president's records. So the only other time Reade had an interview released or did some sort of interview was with The Hill Rising, and they released that some weeks ago, and I covered that as well. So this is her first mainstream media interview. And look, I know Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly's going to be hard on her. Megyn Kelly's not going to take it easy on her. You can just watch anything about Megyn Kelly, and she's going to be hard-hitting against Tara. But Tara's willing to do that because she so believes her story. Tara also said she's willing to testify under oath and take a polygraph test so long as the former vice president does as well. In an interview with journalist Megyn Kelly, Reade said she was absolutely willing to subject herself to the same cross-examination as Christine Blasey Ford, the woman who accused Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh of assault. Some Democratic lawmakers who supported Blasey Ford but have cast doubt on Reade's allegations have been accused of posing a double standard. Kelly noted that they mentioned Blasey Ford underwent a polygraph exam in addition to her Senate testimony. I'm not a criminal. Joe Biden should have to take a polygraph, Reade said. And I'm just going to pause it for a second. We don't know if Biden's the criminal in this scenario yet. We don't know if he actually did it. These are accusations. But they're such huge accusations, and they're accusations against someone that's running for POTUS, where we're going to have two POTUSes in a row accused of sexual assault. So I think he should take one, and I think she should take one. What kind of precedent does that set for survivors of violence? Does that mean we're presumed guilty and have to take a polygraph test? Well, at the same time, Joe Biden is also presumed innocent, right? So let's not set the narrative that, you're guilty, Tara, and I'm not going to set the narrative that Joe Biden's guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty, and that's why I think the polys are a good way to, help nip that in the bud on both ends. Now, and it's gotten ugly. People have been rearing their ugly head during the scenario. I've literally had a couple of memes tweeted and shown to me saying I'd be okay with voting for Biden even if he R'd me. I'm going to say the R word because YouTube doesn't like that word. R'd me in the middle of Fifth Ave. I'd still vote for him over Trump or Sanders. Like, just despicable, disgusting, nasty things people are saying. And they're really showing that it's not about policy. It's about you hating the other person. And no matter what the person you like does, you're going to support them no matter what. Even if it's absolutely foul. And so this is major. This is big. Kudos to Megyn Kelly for getting this interview. But I think it was, necessary. And there are people already making excuses for Biden already, saying that if Biden takes this exam, look at this. Think about this. There are Biden supporters saying this isn't fair to Biden. If he has dementia or cognitive decline, if he takes this, it's not going to be accurate. So wait a minute. You're aware. So now you're embracing the fact that he may have dementia or that he definitely has cognitive decline, so he can't take this poly because it's not fair to him. But you're willing to vote him in for president.
What? What the fuck?
So let me get this right. To run the most powerful nation in the world, the most powerful country in the world. Yeah, get the guy with cognitive decline and dementia, fine. Oh, a poly? No, he can't take that. Nope. Nope, it's not fair. You guys, stop it. Stop it. That's crazy. And then there's people saying, oh, this is pointless because a poly is not admissible in court and a poly is not an actual truth teller. Because X, Y, and Z and nervousness and blah, 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 all the stuff we know. But you weren't shouting that before when the law was making people or having people take polys. Like you weren't anti-poly before. But now since it's Joe Biden, you're anti-poly? Come on now. I didn't hear any of you shouting. Oh, polygraphs are unnecessary. Get rid of them. But now there's Joe Biden. That's what you're shouting. Come on. I think a lot of people are nervous. Because they think he's going to fail. I think a lot of people think he's going to fail. And I also believe Joe Biden will not take the polygraph. And there are people saying, oh, he might not even actually remember that far. This is a waste of time. He might not actually even remember that far. Joe Biden won't take a polygraph test. I don't think he will. I honestly don't think he will agree to take that polygraph test. And I think his advisors will urge him to not take that polygraph test. But, Joe, this is only making you look even worse if you don't take it. You already won't let them release the Delaware papers. And then you're going to refuse the poly that she's willing to take as well. It's not going to look good for you, Joe. It's not going to look good. So, what are your thoughts now? For any of the naysayers that didn't believe her, do you believe her now? Are you more inclined to believe her now that she's willing to be cross-examined and take a polygraph test? Or have your thoughts not changed on the matter? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. On to other news. So, earlier today, I think it was around 4:30, Pete Buttigieg did a live interview with Andrewyang. And I didn't know how to feel about it. And I still don't. Here's a quick snippet of that interview.
There we go.
Yes.
All right. Beautiful.
Victory is ours.
Hope you're keeping well. Doing
It's
all right?
the gram, man. The gram. Yeah. Things are good over here. Yeah, the family's good. Learning a lot about my kids, which means I'm learning a bit about myself.
I'll bet. How are you doing the kind of homeschooling division of labor at home?
Well, my wife's a rock star. We have them logged in for at least a number of hours per day. But the annoying thing, Pete, I don't know if anyone has told anyone this, but like your kids log in, but then they just drift off because nothing is keeping them actually there. So they'll literally just get up and like walk away and like go try and get some gummy snacks or whatever. So there has to be an adult somewhere in the vicinity making sure that they don't just stray because they're 4 and 7. Right. And our 7-year-old is on the spectrum. And so he's hard to corral in one place. But generally things are good. And I'm super grateful to the teachers, because the teacher is bad for the parents. I got to say, if you're a teacher, and imagine trying to teach a group of kids, and then just the kid like wanders off. You have to, and you can't even do it.
Well, it gives you a whole new appreciation for the classroom management that they do every day, right? Because even in person, it's challenging to hold their attention. But yeah, it must be a whole nother level of challenge when it's
they're saints, because all I know is if I was trying to teach kids and then just like wandered off, I would just be like, oh, like all the time. So they just like stay so positive and supportive. I'm sure when the class ends though, they're like, phew, because it's a lot of work for them.
No kidding. Yeah. And I think hopefully we learn on the back end of this how to have new ways to integrate in-person and virtual learning. But I think one of the things we're learning is just how long the way we have to go before e-learning really comes into its own in America. So hats off to you for negotiating that at home and navigating it all.
So, yeah, I tweeted something out about this. I said, is Pete really for advocating change and agreeing with mending bridges, or is it that he sees just how much progress Andrew Yang has made and how strong his coalition is and how much of the spotlight has been on him and he wants a piece of that pie? He knows Yang is the future in politics. And these are really my thoughts because, at one point, Pete was laughing at Yang. The people that have attacked me the most, and when you're a YouTuber, you're in the spotlight, you're going to be attacked. There's going to be ugly comments and stuff like that. But the people that have attacked me the most were Pete and Warren supporters, not Bernie supporters. I can count the number of Bernie supporters that have attacked me or been toxic to me on one hand. Now, I know there's other Yang gang that will have their own stories dealing with Sanders supporters and what have you. But for me personally, they never really went after me. But Pete supporters and Warren supporters have gotten really ugly with me before. But I've never been in that camp where just because your supporters are toxic, I hate said candidate. That's never, to me, that's childish. I'm just going to be honest. Because if I agree with that candidate's ideals, their philosophy, their policies, things along that line, I can care less what your supporters are doing. I don't care if they're doing backflips off the Golden Gate Bridge. It doesn't mean anything to me. I care about the actual person, right? If Andrew Yang came out and all the Yang gang was toxic, but I enjoyed Andrew Yang's policies and I believed in the future that he was presenting, I would still vote for Andrew Yang. So my issue with Pete was never his supporters. You can brush them off. My issue with Pete was Pete. And I don't agree with his policies. I don't agree with his politics. And I think he's fake. He just comes off as fake. He's got this robot, the way I talk. It was just so politician-y. Unlike in Andrew Yang, when you get Andrew Yang, you get the realness. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that's his personality and that's who he is. With Pete, I felt like I was always watching a robot. And again, his policies do nothing for me. And that's my biggest thing, is policies. So, yeah, I'm really curious as to what you guys think about, this coming togetherness with Andrew Yang and Pete. I asked that on my Twitter. Let's see what people said. 10th Continent commented on it. Always supporting me. I appreciate you. She goes on to say, he always wanted Andrew's pie, so he'll be very likely to want all Andrew gets. I would pay attention on Pete, though. He never impressed me, and we all know how he played. Wine Cave, Iowa votes, all the repeat things, all the theatrical speeches that ate the debate time. Yeah, I completely agree with you 100%. The way he presented himself and the way he acted during the primary was atrocious. Not a Pete fan. So suddenly, now that, Pete wants to be cool with Yang, I'm supposed to be like, oh yes, I embrace you, Pete. That'd be fake of me. But at the same time, Christian said, regardless, it's a good thing. If establishment types realize Yang's main platform is the future and adjust accordingly, then it becomes the future. I agree as well. If the establishment wants to fall in line behind Yang, then so be it. That's what I want. Just boop, 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 fall in line. That's okay with me too at the same time. Isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we want? So I'm really between a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean? I still think Pete is fake. I don't believe a word he says. But if he's going to fall in line behind Yang, then I'm completely fine with that. Caleb Torres says, plot twist. Pete supporters watch this and switch to Yang gang. Watch Yang just be playing 4D chess once again. I wouldn't be surprised if you could squeeze some Pete fans over to the Yang gang. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I watched the live. It was alright, I guess. I could have did without it. But I always enjoy watching Yang, so it didn't kill me, right? The Crystal Ball one made sense. I knew that was going to happen. Him and Crystal, I know they're cool. They've never been on bad terms. Even though some people were coming at Crystal for, not supporting Yang, but she's always been a Bernie supporter, so like that's never been a surprise. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the Yang Pete situation. Also, what do you think about the Tara Reade situation? Have your thoughts changed on it at all? So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.